Talk 1580. Follow the leader.
If you're not following KBLA Talk 1580 on all of our socials, then you're missing out. Download our app and find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and on the web at KBLA 1580.
That's right.
Again, you can find all of our socials at KBLA 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
By the way, if you miss any of our weekday shows in real time, you can always catch up by checking out the podcast of your favorite shows at your leisure. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Follow the leader.
Following the leader.
Oh my God.
Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
You ready?
It's the queen of royal badness.
It's time for the Rob Report with Robin Ayers.
Highlighting people and things you should know about.
Robin's got you covered. Follow Robin at Robin Ayers. You're listening to the Rob Report on KBLA Talk 1580.
Robin's got a lot to talk about.
You are inside the Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580, where we bring you the latest in entertainment news, trending topics, and interviews. I'm your host, Robin Ayers, with you Monday through Friday. And a very happy birthday to Jermaine Jackson. Wowee. Now, this is a Jermaine Jackson song, huh? What's this one called, Andy? I don't know what it's called. He's got to give us the tea. What is it?
It's called Let's Get Serious.
I know this song. Yeah.
It's a jam. It's a bop.
Serious. Okay. Well, I hope he is celebrating somewhere. He's having a great day celebrating with his kids and his family. Well, I hope you have had yourself a wonderful weekend and a relaxing weekend. I really hope that that's the case because it always feels good to meet back up on a Monday. And here we are. Andy, I hope you had a wonderful. I already asked you how your weekend was, but why don't you? Because they want to know as well. How was your weekend, Andy?
It was hectic, but I'm cool.
You're cool.
Had to run errands a lot throughout the weekend. You know what I'm saying? Had to take care of business in the home. So
yeah,
you already know how that could be sometimes.
I do. Well, I mean, at least you're happy to come back to the Rob Report.
It's always a blessing.
All right. Well, very cool. My weekend also, I had a great one. It was very nice, and so I hope the rest, for the rest of you guys as well. Let's go ahead and get to a few updates before we get into our show because we've got a great contributor on the line with us today, and I'm so excited to break down some of these topics with her. Congratulations goes out to Sierra and Russell Wilson. They are on baby number 4. Yeah, they had a baby girl, Amora Princess Wilson. She's actually really cute. Sometimes you look at babies, and just playing. All babies are beautiful, okay? All of your babies are beautiful. So anyway, they had a really, really cute baby. So congratulations to them. Singer Fantasia, but now we can call her actress as well, a fantastic actress as well. Fantasia is celebrating her first Golden Globe nomination. Now, this is a big deal, and we already know that The Color Purple that's coming out this month, that is going to be in all the talks, okay? And so we're just getting started. Fantasia, she's celebrating. She's so appreciative of her very first Golden Globe nomination. So we'll see what happens with that. In an ongoing update for you guys, 18 brands have now severed ties with Diddy's e-commerce platform. It's called Empower Global. But this is not news. You guys already know that a lot of the business that he was tied to, a lot of these people want to sever ties because it's just not a good look. Whether they believe in him or not is beside the point. It's just, they feel like their brands are being damaged. And so is obviously we will keep you updated with more information, but it's just not looking good. Also, this is something that we're going to talk about in the very, very near future. Terrence Howard, he's suing Creative Artist Agency. Now that's CAA. If you're familiar with it, it's a huge, huge agency. They represent so many people, but he's suing them over his Empire. If you remember the Fox series Empire, he's suing them over Empire's salary for breach of fiduciary duty. Now, it's a big deal. What we're learning is that, according to him and reportedly, his agency also represented him as well as the director of the show. And so there was there's something going on that we just don't know. We'll find out, though. And again, I want to talk about it soon because I'll find out more updates and so that we can really have a thorough conversation surrounding that. But right now, let's just go ahead and get into the Rob Report.
Now it's time for a breakdown.
So Tracy Morgan, comedian, actor Tracy Morgan. This is interesting. I stumbled across this. He found out that his third cousin is Nas, the rapper. Nasir. He found out that they're cousins. They're related. But it's actually a little bit deeper than this. He's going on to talk about why it's important that you find out before you leave this earth, finding out where you come from and who you come from and the importance of that. I think it's a pretty good conversation to have. We're also going to talk about MC Hammer and the fact that if you've been paying attention all this year to 50 years of hip hop, all the tributes that are happening, everybody is questioning on all social media. They're like, where is Hammer? Hammer was one of the biggest hip hop artists that we had, in our lifetime. And he has not been appearing, but we now understand why he is not showing up. We have in his own words what he's saying about that. We're also going to talk about TJ Holmes and Amy Robach, but not them necessarily. You remember them for being fired from their jobs as correspondents for what they were doing behind closed doors while working together and all these things. Well, anyway, we're talking about their ex-spouses. We may get around to talking about this. Their ex-spouses are now reportedly dating one another. So what does that trauma bonding look like? We'll break it down for you on the other side, of course. And again, we're going to go ahead and start that conversation with our wonderful contributor. All on the other side, you're listening to The Rob Report on KBLA Talk 1580. Stay right there.
Hey, I'm Damian Young. I'm chilling with Robin on The Rob Report.
You're inside the Raw Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580. Environmental justice, pollution, and climate. In Los Angeles and across America, people of color are suffering and dying from disproportionate health impacts on a planet that has less than 10 years to prevent irreversible damage. Heat illnesses, respiratory illnesses, water-related illnesses, food system impacts, insect-related diseases, black maternal health, and mental health effects. As the impacts of climate change mount, millions of vulnerable people, our people, are going to bear the brunt of these extreme environmental events, which will likely lead to forced displacement, loss of cultural identity, and other related risks. These realities are as real as rain. Stay tuned to KBLA Talk 1580 for more details about the most progressive multimedia and live events campaign any black media outlet has ever undertaken to combat the climate catastrophe. Experts, events, empowerment. It's all on the way from unapologetically progressive KBLA Talk 1580. We don't black down. We level up.
Level up, 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 level up.
The $5 Cravings Box is back at Taco Bell, and it's the real thing. We're talking a Chalupa Supreme, a cheesy, beefy 5-layer burrito, a crunchy taco, cinnamon twist, and a medium drink, all for just $5. That's a lot of food for not a lot of dollars. In other words, a wise business deal, like greeting clients with a firm handshake and a delicious 3-course meal, that's only $5. Order your $5 Cravings Box on the Taco Bell app today. At limited participating U.S. Taco Bell locations for a limited time only while supplies last. Contact local store for price and participation which vary. Drinks exclude freezes. Price excludes tax.
King C. Gillette knows you're dedicated to your barbershop routine. But how do you maintain the beard hair you already have? The King C. Gillette Beard Thickener helps to reduce patchiness and strengthens hair's resilience to breakage. Apply the King C. Gillette Beard Thickener daily to see a thicker and fuller beard in just 14 days. It's highly scented with King C. Gillette's signature scent. Just trim, wash, and soften. With King C. Gillette.
Mom's early Alzheimer's diagnosis was hard to take.
And when I left the oven on, we decided together that it was time to see a doctor and make a plan.
Early detection gave us more time to seek out information and support as a family.
If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. For more information, visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Giving you your daily dose of entertainment and celebrity news.
You're inside the Rob Report.
With Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
And it's lovely to have with us on the Rob Report today our entertainment contributor, Daja Bell, who's not new to the show whatsoever. Hello to you, Daja. How are you?
Hi, Robin. I'm good. How are you doing?
I am fantastic. I think we have like a little, is there something going on with the phone? Is it me, Andy? I think
I don't know.
Oh, there you are. There you are. Yeah, loud and clear. Loud and clear now. Hello. It's so good to talk to you. We haven't I feel like we haven't had a conversation in quite a while, but I'm glad that you are on today. How has everything been going?
Everything's good, pretty much. I'm a little bit under the weather, so I might sound a little nasally, but we're going to get through it.
We're going to get through it, and you sound good, okay? You sound good, so.
Thank you.
Well, definitely thank you for being on with us. I enjoy you and the work that you do with your own podcast, as a matter of fact, and so I love having the conversations with you. I want to jump right into it. I was shocked to find out that Tracy Morgan and Nas are third cousins. Now, he found out, just to let everybody know, he was able to find this out by he did that show, Finding Your Roots.
I want to do that show. I'm not famous enough.
I know. Okay. Is it me and is it just me and you? Because I want to do that, but I think that there are all kinds of ways that you can find out your ancestry and go back on your genealogy roots and things like that. But he did it. Tracy Morgan did it. There are a few episodes with different people coming up, Queen Latifah and Terry Crews and all these people. Well, anyway, it's incredible. I wish I had that opportunity to have someone do it for me, because as we know, that's exactly what they do when they have these guests come on and they present it to them. And Tracy Morgan talked about the fact that he was on the show and he was flipping through the pages, finding out about his ancestry. And there on the last page, he sees Nas. Now, Nas, as we know, is a very famous rapper. And according to Tracy Morgan, he says that they have been cool, with each other for quite some time. They had already been friends and close and all that. So he called him and he said, "Yo, Esco," he goes by Escobar. He said, "Esco, guess what? Right. I just did Finding Your Roots, and me and you are related." He said that he started crying, Nas started crying, and they basically told one another, if you ever need anything, I'm here. So, I mean, what a beautiful thing to find out that you're related to somebody who you already have a relationship with and you admire. But he also went on to say that he found out he thought he was a big deal until he found out about his great-great-great-grandmother. And these are the powerful words that I really want to discuss with you and give some better insight to. He says, you need to know where you come from before you leave this earth. Know who you are and know where you come from. He said that he did a lot of crying. Now, I get it. He said no matter who you are, you're going to do a lot of crying when you get all this broken down for you. But imagine that, Daja. I mean, I feel like, you know how nowadays we're always having these conversations about these new artists and how ratchet they may be or how careless they are with, themselves, their bodies, their image, all of these things. Imagine having a session, a finding your roots session with all of these new artists and some of these people, and just in the generation, they don't just have to be artists, but just people nowadays, and letting them find out about their history, where they actually came from. Do you think that would actually have an impact on them?
I mean, yeah, I think it would have an impact on a lot of people, especially if you're open to understanding who you are when you come from. Like, I did my Ancestry.com, and all I did was cause beef and strife in my family.
Really?
Like, I was like, what is the problem? Hey, y'all, we from here. They're like, no, because our grandfather said we're from here. I said, well, then obviously he lied. Like, what you want me to do? Like,
these are what the facts say.
I think that is so, I think that is so dope, and it's so important. Like, being a lover of history myself, like, I would love to be able to deep dive and know what my great-great-great-grandparents did. I tell people all the time when they say that they want to have kids, because I always tell people don't have kids. It's not even worth it. But many people that say I want to have kids for the legacy, and the first thing I ask them is, what's your great-grandmother's name? What's your great-great-grandmother's name? So how far does your legacy go back if you only know the name of your grandmother? Like, it's important to know your whole entire family if you're talking about preserving and pushing forward a legacy. And for me, like, I love history. I would love, like, die on a hill love to know what my lineage is in this country.
Oh my goodness. I mean, you got me thinking about so many things that you have said, but what's so cool is I recently had my family reunion in September, and we all got together in Alabama. Shout out to my family in Alabama, and it was great.
Okay, Bama.
Okay, Bama. Stand up, Bama. And it was really great. And one of the things that we had done was my mom, for at least, I want to say a couple to a few years now, I'm sure at least a few years, has been working on the family tree. And it's one of those.
So important.
It is so incredibly important. And what it did for me, because she gave everyone their own unique print out, so you could go back and find out about your own lineage. But there was also a book, one main book that would go back, pretty far. And you can read about some of the people, what they did, who they were, what they're tied to. And I think oftentimes when we, I'll even speak for myself, just going about in my everyday, my day-to-day life, you forget oftentimes that that so many people, you're standing on the shoulders of so many ancestors and so many people who came before you. And maybe some of the choices that you make, some of the things that you do, some of the proclivities that we have they come from your own people. They come from, your ancestry. And just to get a better understanding of you, to be able to go back and look at that information, I think is astounding. And I think everybody should really try to do that. So Tracy Morgan is on to something, but I never looked at it on the flip side. Like you just mentioned, Daja, you said that it caused a little bit of like ruckus in your family.
Yeah, it did, because and this is something I would love to press to our community as a whole. Like, even though some of our past and some of our history in our family is tumultuous and it might be a little bit scandalous, you guys have to tell people what happened before. Like, I had to find out so many family secrets, and that's because I was always super inquisitive and I was asking questions constantly. And I'm like, if this person is auntie and this is your aunt, like my grandfather, he was African, allegedly. And I'm like, well, what country did you come from? And first it was Nigeria, then it was South Africa. And I remember being a teenager and going to him and being like, if auntie such and such is your aunt and such is your brother, why are you the only African in this whole family? Make it make sense. Like, where the rest of the Africans at? Like, you the only one. And, like, literally that opened up a can of worms in my family and finding out true lineage and, you know, grandfather was a Rolling Stone and all of these different things. And I held these things close. And I am one of the last living people in my family that I know the truth of my grandfather and my aunts and some of the people before me that even people that are alive today, even some of my aunts that are alive today don't know. And it's like, how do you even delegate that information? Because like I said, it caused beef. I posted my Ancestry.com results on Facebook, and one of my aunts literally like jumped in my DMs, was like, that is inaccurate because it doesn't say that you're from this place and that's where your grandfather was from. And I'm like, ma'am, that's not even a true story though. And it's like, is it my business to tell a dead man's lies? Like, I didn't know what to do. Like, me and my therapist, we deep dived into that for a while, but it was something that my therapist told me to do. She was like, I think it's very important for you to know who you are and where you came from. So she's the one that gave me the idea, only for it to cause strife in the family.
Wow.
But I actually would love to know more about my family. And I still have like 8 cousins hitting me up on Ancestry. Like, who are you related to? Like, girl, I don't know, but we gonna figure it out together.
That's what it's all about. I mean, honestly, I've met family members that I didn't really know were family, you know, but I think it's just one of the most beautiful things in the world. Even if we don't quite understand how we can piece the puzzle together at this moment, just knowing that somewhere down in our lineage, somebody's related or something like that is really, honestly, a beautiful, beautiful thing. The one thing that I'm a little bit cautious about is getting back those kind of results where they're like, you're 1% Irish, or, you know, I'm like, wait, what? And
yeah, man,
I don't know how to make that.
You gotta know which slave owners had your family, man.
Yeah.
I'm like 2% something Anglo-Saxon, but we not going to rep that because I'm 98% black. Like, and that's a good number.
We're not going to rep that.
I don't know about the rest of them. But I know. I look at it all the time. We from the Ivory Coast. We from Ghana. I already know. Stop playing with me. We authentic African in here. I'm not one of y'all.
I'm not mad at you.
No. This melanin is deep. Y'all not finna play with me.
You got that nice melanin. You got that nice melanin going on. Listen, I am not mad at you for that. You make me want to go get my report done, though, for real. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that, too. Thank you for sharing that. 80% of you right now say that you have gotten a genealogy report. I can't wait to get one. Andy, you down for it or what?
I've done it before.
Okay. All right. Did it tell you anything new?
It didn't tell me anything new. I'm 98% from West Africa, Nigeria.
Okay. You already knew that.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
You know what I'm saying? But you know, I hate to bring the whole conspiracy.
Okay.
You know,
child.
I've heard from some people who have, you know, they're concerned about doing the test because, you know, a lot of the times they ask for, like, you know, a swab or whatnot. And, you know, there's people out there that just believe that, you know, there's some people that are using our DNA.
Taking your DNA.
To clone and, you know, other things.
Uh-huh.
So, you know.
Okay. I mean, you definitely went down
we use our fingerprints and our
That's
eyes
what I'm
to
saying.
Open up our phone.
That's what I'm saying.
We're not even finna play that game.
We do it already.
That is a losing game.
I'm telling you, they have so many ways. Think about this real quick. Think about this. If you go to a fast food restaurant and you eat there and you drink there and you throw your cup away, I'm just saying hypothetically, if somebody were trying to get your DNA, everybody's DNA is out there in the world at this point. Facts.
Right. They got all of us. They take our fingerprints at birth. Like, we're not escaping nobody.
Yeah.
Like, if they want us, they got us. We're not even gonna play that game.
They already got us. They got our pupils. They got the fingerprints. They have the dental
I have my fingerprint
imprints
on my daughter's iPad, on
Yeah,
my husband's phone. They got my fingerprints 14 times at this point. I open everything.
Yeah.
And see,
there ain't no limits in my house.
Okay.
That's why I ain't messing with the fingerprint password joint. I just give me the numbers. Keep it simple.
But it's like at this point, though, Andy.
They're forcing you. They're forcing you to do that.
Okay, but what?
No way.
Andy is really set against it. But what haven't they gotten already? What don't they have?
You're right. They got everything.
They have it all.
But I don't want to give them more.
There's nothing more I believe that they can do. I mean, I'm just, I don't know. I digress.
At this point, they can have whatever they want. I don't do nothing slanderous. I'm not a criminal. Y'all can have whatever y'all want. Y'all didn't hear my Alexa listening to everything in this house. Oh, well. All y'all going to hear is for me to tell my kid to go to bed.
Yeah. We you were breaking up just a bit. I think we got you back now. You're right. I mean, they have it. They have it all. I'm not necessarily worried at this point, Andy.
But y'all worried about AI though. What if there's another Robin out there? You just walking down the streets, you see another Robin, or you see another Daja. You won't be tripped out?
This is what I was saying.
Doppelgangers.
There are doppelgangers. Actually,
So
someone recently told me they met my doppelganger. Okay, let me say this though. I have no control. At some point, there's no control over what they can do anymore, right? But what I do have control over is if they try to use my voice for something, if they try to, and they try to use it against my family members, for instance, having the codes, having those talks with my family to make sure that we never get got. We're always on top of, I know it's a deeper conversation, and listen, we are going to bring it forward on the other side. We're going to bring it forward before we jump into any of these other conversations. Daja Bell, we got to keep you around because you are hilarious and funny, and we're not done. So we're going to do that on the other side. But right now, we've got news, traffic, and sports. You are listening to The Rob Report on KBLA Talk 1580. Stay there.
What's going on? What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Denzel Whitaker, and I'm on the Rob Report.
KBLA Talk 1580 wishes you a Christmas season that is merry and bright. Happy holidays.
Santa baby, just slip a sable under the tree for me.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. The Supreme Court is throwing cases out that challenge COVID-19 vaccine mandates for executive branch employees and military service members. That comes following President Biden rescinding the federal employee vaccine requirement in May. The Pentagon also rescinded its mandate in January as a result of congressional action. The High Court threw out 3 cases, buffing out appeals court decisions that sided with the challenges. Liberal Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson, who was black, said she disagreed with that action in her public dissent. 2 New York City retired police officers have been honored for stopping an alleged arson attack on the birthplace of Martin Luther King Jr. in Atlanta. Kenneth Dodson told reporters that they could tell something was wrong with the woman. The woman, 26-year-old Lanisha Chantrice Henderson, has been charged with criminal attempt to commit arson and interference with government property for reportedly pouring gasoline on the home's porch. That's the latest. I'm Amber Payton on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
Expect heavy delays through Compton 710 South before Alondra Boulevard, as an accident is currently blocking the right lane, and stop traffic is coming from Imperial Highway up to 20 minutes. Back on the 405 South through Culver City, an accident remains on the right shoulder just before the Sepulveda Boulevard, Slauson Avenue split. Stop traffic continues now from the Olympic, Pico Boulevard interchange. In West LA, an accident remains on the right shoulder on the northbound side of the 405 before Santa Monica Boulevard, and watch for a backup from Highway 90, causing heavy traffic flow. And an accident in Van Nuys 405 South before Sherman Way has been reported on the right shoulder with heavy traffic flow coming from Nordhoff.
Light up your holidays during Jungle Bells. Enjoy nightly entertainment, festive treats, and interactive fun at the San Diego Zoo on select dates, December 9th through January 1st. Proudly supported by California Coast Credit Union.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
If you're thinking about going to the Dodgers home opener to see Shohei Ohtani, you're going to have to dig deep into your bank account. The Dodgers have yet to make single-game tickets available on their website, but several ticket sites are already listing their prices. At least $900 for a standing room-only ticket. If you want a seat, prices are ranging from $4,000 to $9,800. Access to Dodgers tickets is going to be crazy after Ohtani signed with the Dodgers as a free agent on Saturday, $700 million over 10 years. The Clippers Lakers are back in action tonight. They host Portland. First game in a 4-game homestand for the Clippers. Tip-off at 7:30. The Lakers are at Dallas tomorrow night. LeBron was among the 9,800 fans who stayed to watch the USC women's basketball team yesterday. Freshman Juju Watkins had 27, and the Trojans win over UC Riverside. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
Follow the leader.
KBLA Talk 1580.
Follow the leader.
If you're not following KBLA Talk 1580 on all of our socials, then you're missing out. Download our app and find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and on the web at KBLA 1580.
That's right.
Again, you can find all of our socials at KBLA 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
By the way, if you miss any of our weekday shows in real time, you can always catch up by checking out the podcast of your favorite shows at your leisure. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Follow the leader. Oh my God. Follow the leader. 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 Follow the leader.
Did you know addiction to drugs like meth or cocaine is a disease and not a choice? But getting help is. If you have stimulant use disorder, you, your family, and friends may have a lot of questions, including where to start. Choose Change California can help. Make a change today and find a proven treatment option for you at choosechangeca.org.
Only 1 in 5 people with autism are employed, despite many having the skill set and desire to work.
Maybe it's because employers don't know what kind of jobs they can do. Like, what about a programmer?
That's a job for someone with autism.
How about a healthcare worker?
Yep, that is too. People with autism can do a lot of different jobs, but often get overlooked due to outdated stigmas. Introducing WIN by Autism Speaks. We help businesses lead the way in inclusive hiring.
What about a ranch hand?
To learn more, go to autismspeaks.org/win.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA reminds you that when we fight, we win, and we don't black down. LA Community Action Network, or LA CAN, was formed in 1999 when 25 residents of downtown LA came together and acknowledged the problems that existed in their community and made a commitment to do something about those problems, to stand together, organize, and become a force in the community that demands change. Civil rights and preventing the criminalization of poverty are their core projects. In addition, they take on women's rights, the human right to housing, and healthy food access. LA CAN also has projects focused on economic development, civic participation, voter engagement, and community media. While downtown LA remains their home base, with a particular emphasis on the Skid Row community, in 2007 they expanded their housing and healthy food access work into South Central Los Angeles. LA CAN believes that power for low-income people and people of color is achieved through a large, active, and well-informed member base that utilizes a multitude of methods to advance their messages and goals. If you'd like to join the Los Angeles Community Action Network and organize people to fight back against oppression, please visit cangress.org. That's cangress.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Keeping you informed about what's really going on. Who's got next? And what not to miss in entertainment. You're listening to The Rob Report on KBLA Talk 1580.
Yeah. 1 for the trouble, 2 for the bass. Welcome to the great incredible paper chase. Keep your boots laced if you want to keep pace.
You are inside the Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580. That's what I'm talking about. Giving me the energy. It's Mos Def's birthday. I love Mos Def. And he has contributed so much to hip hop. Now, we are about to talk about hip hop. We got on the line with us Daja Bell, our entertainment contributor, who is with us on the line, and we were talking about the fact that Tracy Morgan found out that he is the third cousin of rapper Nas by taking this genealogy report. And y'all making me feel like I want to do it too. Daja, you specifically make me feel like I really, really want to do that. And I think I am at some point. But
do it.
Yeah, Andy got me all up in my head talking about this whole conspiracy theory thing. They going to take your DNA and whatnot.
They already have it.
They already have it. Thank you.
And sidebar, I'll give up my whole family for a night with Mos Def. I swear to God.
Yo, Dodger got.
They could all go. Take both these kids and this man. Let me see Yassine Bey. Let me see him for one night. I don't care.
Okay, listen.
Ow.
Come on, Mos Def. Andy, what would you like to say?
You know, when I took my test, feels like 15 years ago or whatnot.
Okay.
I took 23andMe.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of the genealogy aspect, they kind of give you some health information.
Okay.
That might be a little bit uncomfortable to know. So, heads up, depending on what test you take. You know what I'm saying? If you don't want to know certain health factors or health risks that you may have, you may want to stay away from that.
Okay.
Or at least just,
But
flip the
no,
page.
that's even a more incentive to do it. Like, you should know these things. They ask you at the doctor all the time about people in your family, that you can get early detection of certain things.
Very true.
Because you're taking these tests early. Like, we got to get it together because we
Very
already
true.
know half of our history was stolen from us in this country. The least they could do is tell us what's going on.
You know what? Because oftentimes we stop at our parents or grandparents, and that's it. That's all we know.
Right.
They're like, do you have any history of X, Y, and Z? And you're like, not that I know of, So I agree with you
It's
on that.
deeper than that.
It is deeper than
That's
that.
why y'all be finding out later on in life that every fourth cousin is autistic, and everybody like, huh? Oh, I thought he just didn't listen. No, hello, hi, that's genetic.
Yeah,
y'all got
it's
autism
part of your
in your
genetics.
family. Somebody better figure it out, who, what, when, where, why, so you can get it detected early. All these kids got ADHD and they blaming it on vaccines. No, your great-great-grandfather had ADHD too, and you ain't even know it.
Absolutely. She makes a very valid point, Andy. Let's go ahead and get into this MC Hammer situation. Now, again, like I mentioned before, there's so many people on social media asking, what about Hammer? Because I don't know, Daja, if you watched the Grammys tribute to 50 years of hip hop last night, but it was absolutely incredible. I was there live when it taped, and they played it last night. They aired it. It was just as great as it was when I was there live. And they had everybody. It was an amazing concert. But this is not the first tribute, right? We've seen them all year long. They've been celebrating, and everybody's wondering, where is MC Hammer? Because he was one of the biggest artists in hip hop that we knew of. And it wasn't until recently, there's a clip that I want you to listen to where it wasn't until recently that people put two and two together, like, oh, okay, well, he's telling us in his own words why he has not been he has not participated in any of the tributes. Let's take a listen to MC Hammer in his own words.
Heard me talk about no stories on nobody's platform. You ain't heard me go to none of these hip hop 50, and just for the record, I got invited to every one. But I really don't have the patience for the fakeness. I'm really, I'm really 60 years old. So I can't really, I can't get with the fakeness of it all. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can do it with a young cat, but I can't come around old cats and still be pretending. What you want me to call you? Six shooter. Hey, six shooter. Man, come on, man. Man, come on, man. Ain't none of your bodies turned up yet. I just can't do it. But I might get, I don't know, but Pac got me out here today. My first hip-hop 50 event that I said yeah to, and the only one, is to come and say how much I love Pac, right?
All right. Well, we know that Tupac had a street named after him, and MC Hammer was at that particular event. He said, "This is the only one that I'm here for." He's talking about the fakeness and people, putting on their facades and all of that. First of all, are you one to miss MC Hammer at any of these events? Do you feel like a lot of these social media fans and they're like, where are you? And then number two, can you understand what he's talking about? Or because he's talking about industry, but if your fans are wanting to see you, that might be a little bit different. How do you feel about it?
Right. In my head, I was like, boo, tomato, tomato. Like, this don't have nothing to do with us. Like, we're celebrating the 50th anniversary of hip-hop, a genre and a generation that raised me. And I want to see everybody. I was just looking on my Twitter and I saw Will Smith and Jazzy Jeff, and nobody could say nothing to me about Get Jiggy With It and Big Willie style back in the day. Like, I want to see everything. I want to see you in your gold pants, and I want to see you do what you got to do because I grew up on you. So, like, whatever is going on in the industry and the industry fodder behind the scenes has absolutely nothing to do with the fans. Like, give us what we want to see, and we want to see our culture displayed and postered up for the world to see that this is iconic. And, like, I get it from an adult standpoint, because obviously when you become an adult at a certain age, there's certain things that I don't want to call you, and I don't want to be fake anymore either. Yeah. And if I don't like you, I don't like you. But you also have to know that it's bigger than you. Like, it's bigger than Nino Brown at this point. Like, just do it and go back away to wherever you was at. Go back to your hovel.
Yeah, no, that's right. That's a word right there. Andy, let me ask you, because we know Hammer's talked about it. We also know people have been asking Andre 3000, where are you at with it? And how come no more rapping for you? And he put out his recent album that's all musical. And he recently talked about the fact that he didn't get into it for all the accolades and all of that. He didn't get an outcast for that. Do you feel like it's a little unfair now, because this has actually been sort of the topic that we've been talking about a little bit, that a lot of these artists, they do whatever they do, and then as they get older and they evolve and they may think differently about things, then they change their minds on, the artistry, or they change their mind on what they've given to the culture and are no longer looking at it from the fan standpoint. So, Andy, do you feel like it's unfair for you to be like, well, just because this industry is fake, you're not gonna show any love to the very people who put you on in the first place?
They have every right to do whatever it is that they want to do. They're human beings. If they felt wronged by the culture, by the industry or whatnot, that's fair. But I'm gonna lean a lot towards what Daja had to say. I think it's not about the industry. It's about the fans. It's about, the people who supported you, to, on your rise or whatnot. It's for us, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't say that it's unfair, but it's something that we would like to see. We want to celebrate you. Yeah. And low key, I got the clip of Andre 3000 talking about why he turned down every invitation. Play that?
Yeah, can you play that? Let's take a listen.
But as hip-hop marked its 50th anniversary this year, Andre turned down every invitation to celebrate.
You didn't feel the urge or desire to?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Like, I don't necessarily like looking back, and I wouldn't want to be in a place where I'm doing it on some just because I'm trying to meet an expectation. Like,
right.
I didn't get into Outkast for that.
Yeah.
We were just kids, like, trying to see how far we could take it.
You went a lot further than a lot of people thought.
Yeah.
And in a lot of ways, that's why I feel like he ain't the GOAT. I'm sorry.
Oh, whoa. Okay, well, I wasn't ready.
Okay, all right. Not too much.
I'm saying, though, he don't want to give back, though. How people have been clamoring for Andre 3000? I think at this point, people don't even care if he rapped about his colonoscopy or whatnot. People want to hear that creative flow.
But okay, but to the point that you're making right now, Andy, you're saying on one hand, you're like, well, it's not necessarily unfair that they don't want to give, but then you're like, for him to come out with a whole new album, you're like, but he don't want to give back though. I mean, which one is it?
I see it from their standpoint, right?
Fans.
And no,
for the artist.
From the artist, I acknowledge that. But as a fan, I think I speak for everybody else. We want to see you drop something, or at least come and perform your old stuff. That's come on.
Sure, Daja.
I agree to a point, because I know that people were talking about Jay-Z in the same light because he did not do any 50th performances. And as a diehard Jay-Z fan, like, Sean Corey Carter is my uncle and can't nobody tell me nothing different. I understand. I would love to have seen it, but there are different ways that you can contribute. I think that Andre 3000 dropping the album that he dropped, even though it's not a hip-hop album, it is something for the culture and something that the culture embraced in one way or another. The same way with Hove dropped Book of Hove, at the Brooklyn Museum. And that was like a pivotal moment for New York, for Brooklyn, and like all of the different things that he did with like the Brooklyn Museum and the Brooklyn Public Library. So I think that there are different ways that you can contribute to the celebration of the culture without actually doing a performance of the culture, if that makes sense.
Well, I hear what you guys are saying. I'm going to have to politely disagree with both of y'all. I think that they do owe it to the culture. I think that it is unfair. We have 1 year. We only celebrate 50 years. Next year is going to be 51 years. We got 1 year where there are multiple. We're not saying that you got to contribute in every single tribute that they have. Give us something. Give us maybe even your own. Give us something that you put together. But to say, I'm not going to show up because, it's fake. The industry is fake. And then to Brother Alfonso's point over here on YouTube, he says, what I think Hammer is saying without saying that many hip hop legends tried to clown him back in the day. Hammer paved the way for commercialism that many of them cash in on today. 100% true. Lavelle says Hammer is tripping. He stood out in the midst of West Coast gangster rap and the East Coast rap and showed us something different. He's an icon. He should represent for the fans. I completely agree with that. Because I think otherwise, I just think that not only is it unfair to the fans because the fans did so much to put you out there, but I also think that this is something that possibly they will all regret. For those people who have been extended invitations and have turned them down, I think it's something that they may regret because you're only going to get this one time.
Right. And who's to say that you're going to live to the 100 year of hip hop, right?
Absolutely.
And then somebody else is going to be, then you got NBA Youngboy doing MC Hammer. You're going to be tight rolling in your grave. I'm going to be mad too.
Great point. That's a great point.
Right.
You're absolutely right on that. Andy, did you have one last comment that you wanted to?
Just, Andre 3000 got me thinking like, he never really was hip hop. Just think about how we switched up though. That hey ya, that speaker box was that.
He said he is the prototype. Okay. He said you are the prototype. But that's neither here nor there.
And
he was the prototype.
And that wasn't hip hop.
Lavelle says Arrested Development was clowned as well, but they represented well. And did you see them at the 50 Years Hip Hop, the Grammy? Andy didn't say.
I got a DVR.
Yeah, you got.
Is that the one? Is that the group that had the little person?
No, but
Arrested Development. No. Oh, I don't know.
She thinking Ghetto Boys.
Oh
no, okay,
not too much.
That was Ghetto Boys. No,
I know it was one of them that had a little person and he was in there rapping like,
Bushwick Bill.
And I'm
Bushwick
like,
Bill. Nah, that was. No, this was Arrested Development. This was Arrested. Who were, let them they represented Houston very well, very well.
Shout out Zoe Williams. He did step in real quick. He was basically saying that Andre 3000, we could use you as a powerful voice to pretty much balance out all the ratchetness that we have today.
If he came back if he
dropped something, we just need that powerful voice. Who's that representative right now?
Now, what I will give Andre 3000 is that we cannot narrate your story.
Fair.
We cannot dictate what you put out. So what you've given us, now we could appreciate that. We can love on you all day for that. And if he came back, let him come back in his own way.
Fair enough.
Yeah. This is good. Daja Bell, do you mind? Can we keep you on one? We're gonna go to we're gonna talk about this on the other side, but I want to talk about this whole Amy Robach, TJ Holmes situation. If we could just keep you on the line and finish out this conversation, we'll do that on the other side. You're listening to KBLA Talk 1580. Stay there.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Lil Rel Howery. Right now, you're listening to KBLA Talk 1580. That's right. The Raw Report.
More of The Raw Report with Robin Ayers when we come forward. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Hi,
Maisha Cairo here, KBLA, live at Chase Bank on Crenshaw and Vernon for the In This Together tour with female business owners, a day of empowerment, community panels, and best of all, tips on building business from marketing to capital. Today I spoke with Tatiana, a community manager for JP Morgan Chase.
Thank you so much. Yes, my name is Tatiana Roberts. I am a community manager for JP Morgan Chase. I have to honestly say that this has been the most fulfilling position that I've ever had, where I get to give back to the community because I saw my mom's struggles. That's really what fuels what I do to make sure that that the community has all the access to the resources that my mother didn't have.
So for the mother who's in business, what are 3 quick tips you can give to ensure that they're on the right path to accessing financial support from a bank like Chase?
Say number 1, just make sure that you're checking your credit on a consistent basis and taking action to either fix your credit, maintain your credit, or rebuild your credit. The second thing would be budget. I know that B word is kind of like ugly for, right? A lot of people don't like that B word, but it has to be done. We need to tell our money where to go. The last thing is to build a network of supporters that are going to lift you up.
The community building here in Crenshaw is that network. So visit the Chase Community Center on Crenshaw and Vernon. Meet a banker today. Tell them about your business. I'm Maisha Cairo in the community for KBLA with JP Morgan Chase.
KBLA Talk 1580 is the exclusive media sponsor of This Light of Ours, activist photographers of the Civil Rights Movement. A dynamic new exhibition on view now at the Skirball Cultural Center in Los Angeles. This Light of Ours showcases more than 150 photos taken by movement insiders from diverse backgrounds that reveal the vital work undertaken by a broad coalition of organizers and everyday people whose collective action changed America. This Light of Ours is one of 3 temporary exhibitions currently on view at the Skirball, which together explore issues related to civil rights, immigration, and pluralism. Tickets and more information for all 3 exhibitions are available at skirball.org. That's skirball.org. SKIRBALL.org.
Some days I cover up because of my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now I'm hitting the road with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
Can't you just see the smile on her face over the radio right now? Let's get back to more of the Rob Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
Okay, we are going to have this last conversation because I really wanted to talk about this with Daja, our contributor who is on the line with us. Now, as you remember, the former Good Morning America hosts, Amy Robach and TJ Holmes, they had a relationship. They had an affair, actually, because they were both married at the time. Wound up being suspended by the network, fired by the network. And now they are representing their relationship out in public. Okay, so we all know this is no longer news. But what is news, reportedly, is that the two of them, again, like I just mentioned, they were both married. Now what's being reported is that their ex-spouses are now a couple. They are now dating one another. I know people in the past who have bonded over trauma because the reports are saying, listen, they understand what each other have been through, having gone through the same thing at the same time. And usually trauma can bond people together. In your opinion about this, Daja, though, is that something that's long lasting? Is this Is this just a weird karma, or is this, a bad look? Like, give me your thoughts on this.
Listen, as a former petty queen myself, I stand. Okay, I love every bit of it. It is chaotic at its core, and I love a little bit of chaos sprinkled with a little bit of drama. So you gonna leave me, but if I'm gonna date your ex, so what? And now we're going to make every holiday just a little bit more uncomfortable for everybody. I stand. I'm sorry. I don't think you want me here for this, because I'm gonna tell him to keep doing it, and even if it don't work, make it work and make it look like it's gonna work forever. And y'all stay together just as long as the other couple's together, and make sure you keep an extra month or two on top of their head if they ever break up. Like, oh,
just
y'all
to
broke
be
up
petty.
in February, we gonna break up in April. Yes, because y'all played in these people's faces.
Now that part is true. That part is true. Now,
don't listen to me.
I'm
not good for this one.
Right, okay, so you're being real petty. Okay, no worries. I mean, petty is very funny at times. Do you feel like, because I know people that have actually trauma bonded together, but once you run out of things to talk about, because you got together over trauma that you both can relate to, but once you've talked it out, you've dealt with it, and it's no longer news, it's no longer hurting the both of you, is that a long-lasting relationship, or is that just pretty much done? Do we need to wrap it up at that point?
Not. Absolutely not. I don't see any of it lasting forever, but that's not the point.
The point is
get your lick back. Get your lick back, okay? It don't matter if it work or not. Make it look like it worked. And then y'all have a separate conversation and be like, you know what? We have resolved our traumas and we're good, but we're not going to let them know we're good.
You know what? Daja, I think everybody needs a friend like you. Just somebody just in the background, like we need it all. We need the voice of reason, but we also need the voice that's saying, "Get your lick back." Okay, Daja, it was such a pleasure to have you on the show today. As always, I look forward to having you on again, and we could be petty and have some more conversations when you're back on the Raw Report.
I'm here for it.
Yes, let everybody know where they can find you online.
You can find me at the So Shameless Pod on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. And it's Daja Bell everywhere else. And I'm on So Shameless twice a week.
Awesome. Well, thank you again. We appreciate you, and I look forward to having you on again. Enjoy the rest of your night and feel better.
Have a good week.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm so happy I didn't cough in this whole episode.
You did wonderful. Yeah, you did wonderful. All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. Have a great night. And speaking of the voice of reason, we all need a voice of reason, and you guys have one. The voice of reason, Zoe Williams, he is up next with another fire show like he always brings. I am Robin Ayers, your host, and remember, today and every day forward, be a blessing.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. The University of Michigan is